We do want to move now to the race for president, and Donald Trump has responded after being featured in a terrorism recruiting video. The Republican frontrunner is now pointing the finger at Hillary Clinton. But the bigger question, will this hurt the Republican frontrunner's campaign with the Iowa caucuses less than 1 month away? ABC's Mary Bruce with answers for us this morning from the White House. Good morning, Mary.
Hi, Paula. Good morning. Well, that's right. We are finally hearing from Donald Trump about that video, and he's shrugging it off. He says his message may not be politically correct, but he says at least he has the guts to address the bigger problem.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
His rhetoric is being used in a terror recruitment video, but Donald Trump isn't changing his message anytime soon.
Does it concern you at all that you're being used in essentially a recruitment video?
What am I going to do? I have to say what I have to say.
Telling CBS News he's focused on the bigger picture.
There's a problem. We have to find out what is the problem, and we have to solve that problem.
In a new video, Al-Shabaab, an al-Qaeda affiliate in Somalia, shows a clip of Trump calling for a ban on Muslims entering the U.S.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown.
But the Republican frontrunner says he's not the only one to have been used in a terror video.
They use other people, too.
He is becoming ISIS's best recruiter.
Hillary Clinton sparked fierce debate when she said Trump's language was providing fodder for terrorists, a claim that was never proven.
They are going to people showing videos of Donald Trump insulting Islam and Muslims in order to recruit more radical jihadists.
Overnight, Trump turned the tables on Clinton.
They've created ISIS. Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama.
This morning, still no response from the Clinton camp.
Hillary Clinton has to be tempted to say, "told you so," when this video emerges. But she has to be careful because she did overstate the facts on the debate stage a few weeks ago. So she's got to tread a bit carefully on this. But this is an essential argument against Donald Trump.
Now, all this comes as the candidates enter the final stretch to the Iowa caucuses, just 4 weeks away. The question now, whether Trump can turn his high poll numbers into real votes. Dan.
A huge question lingering over this campaign. Mary Bruce reporting from the White House this morning. Thank you. Let's bring in ABC's Martha Raddatz, who's also in Washington, where she's going to be hosting This Week later this morning. Martha, good morning. I want to ask you, what cards does Hillary Clinton really have to play here? Because as Rick Klein pointed out in Mary's piece, this isn't a clean "I told you so" moment, given that when she first argued that terrorists have been using Trump in recruiting videos, she did so without any apparent evidence.
Well, she certainly did, but I think what she'll do now is probably ignore what she said in the beginning and just say, "See, I told you so." They are using Donald Trump in those videos, and she'll try to move on from this. A lot of people have said a lot of things in this campaign that don't exactly turn out to be true. I think she'll use this as proof whether it's a clean moment or not.
Okay, so when Trump argues, as he did on the stump last night, that Clinton and Obama, quote, created ISIS, is there any basis for that?
Well, we could get into a big, long discussion there, Dan. You can look back over the last decade about who created ISIS, how it started. It definitely started there in Iraq. You could argue, I suppose, and her opponents will probably argue that because there weren't troops left behind, because Americans weren't left behind, and she'll say the Iraqis didn't want any Americans there, but others will say, well, maybe if you argued a little bit more to leave them there, it might have made a difference. I think certainly intelligence officials I talked to say if we had had troops on the ground, the intelligence would have been better. We might have had a bigger say in this, but others will go certainly back to George Bush and blame him.
Yes, this is a blame game that has been robust for a while, and I would imagine will continue for quite some time. Martha, thank you very much. We appreciate having you on a Sunday morning. And a reminder, Martha's got a big show this morning. She'll be interviewing presidential candidates Dr. Ben Carson and also Senator Bernie Sanders. That's coming up later this morning on This Week right here on ABC.